huge happy Monday to you, and welcome to Monday Night Paws. Monday Night Paws is your opportunity to learn something about your business or apply something in your business so that you can work on your business rather than in your business. Today I'm talking about recruitment. So recruitment has been a hot topic in a couple of my coaching sessions, and it's something that I used to get asked a lot in my previous coaching role, and it's something that I have gone through many a times myself too. My recruitment journey started when I worked in Pets at Home, and I was the manager at 21, and I had to hire a team, like a new bath brush assistant. I wasted so much time because everyone that I thought was good on CV, I brought in to bath a dog for me. Oh, there was one lady that was literally dripping with sweat, like dripping sweat onto the clean dog that she just bathed. Like, there was, honestly, I could tell from the first handshake of meeting these team members, potential team members, whether they were going to be good for my team or not. And so, very naively going through a process without really knowing the strategy and having concepts that I do now, wasted a lot of time. And honestly, was a hazard for the dogs and for us in the salon. So, you don't know what you don't know, right? So today's Monday Night Paws, I'm going to be talking about recruitment from my years of learning and from how I've helped teams all around the world. So I'm an expert speaker, coach and facilitator, and although I've been in the dog world for 14 years, I have applied my expertise across many niches all across the world. So if you are listening to this and think, well, that might work for you in Hampshire, but it's not going to work for me in Essex, then just know that these strategies have been applied all across the world in different areas, either by me or by my people that have taken on my coaching. So yeah, back to my dog grooming days at 21. Yeah, I could tell from the first handshake. So actually having that intuition was a really great thing. I also had a fantastic area manager, and she was Welsh and she had this beautiful accent, and she had a fantastic saying that I have stolen, and I give full credit to Annalie. If she's still at Pets at Home, hello. She's amazing. And her saying was, it's better to have a hole than an arsehole in your business. And my goodness, she's correct. And I just love that saying anyway. I had a fantastic team. We were gelled, we were cohesive, actually, I did a lot of things right as a manager at 21. We had all of our numbers written out on a whiteboard that I updated each week, and we knew what our targets were, and we used to go on nights out together. Like, we had this really amazing dynamic. And then I needed to fill a new role in the salon, and over the course of my time there, I hired probably 2 rotten eggs, rotten apples. A rotten apple upsets the cart, and I remember this one hire in particular completely divided my team, ruined the brilliant atmosphere that we'd created. She was a not great groomer either, and it was just a whole host of nightmares, and it was probably one of the turning points that made me step away from that grooming salon, managing it, and then going off travelling around Australia, which was the greatest blessing in my life anyway, because I learnt so much, because I changed and started doing advertising and marketing for gyms, and then I learnt all of the advertising and marketing, and now I implement that all back into the dog world. So it was all for the right reasons. But if I'd listened to Annalie, it's better to have a hole than an arsehole in your team. So there's a few things that you can do to make sure, if you're hiring right now, a full, what would have been an hour's interview. That's a great way to waste your time and to give yourself a headache. First step is know your core values. If you've not created core values that are a reflection of your personal self in your business, so the problem when I create core values with someone is they think the core values are what you plaster on the wall, it's what you're using to bring people to your business. No, your core values are a personal reflection of you and what you expect and don't expect from your team and yourself in your business. So they're an inward facing tool, and I've had teams that have used swear words in their core values because that's just who they are. Us doggy people are pretty quirky sometimes. So you can, because you're not going to put them on your wall. They are a tool that you use, and actually something that is your starting point when speaking to a prospective team member. You would get them to read your core values, say, okay, what does that mean to you? And actually, the team that have a swear word in their core values, what a great way to filter out someone that's either part of your ethics and way of being in a team or not. If they get offended by reading a swear word, then they're not going to do well in that team because they're very open and honest, and that's just what comes out of their mouth. Whereas if you don't swear, you could have a core value of like no potty mouths here. And then someone that swears on the regular might go, actually, this might not be the right team for me. So it's actually about getting them to select or deselect themselves from your business. Because my aim for Canine Care Hub is to provide you with businesses that give you more joy, fulfillment and profit. You can't get fulfillment if the people that's in it with you and pulling the business forwards with you or dragging it down aren't on the same page. And one of the ways that we can do that is to make sure that we have core values and that you're attracting in the people to your business that complement you. Don't always have to be the same as you, complement you and have the same core drives as you. Hopefully one of those being a love for dogs. So number one, create core values. Do you have them? And if not, and if you need support, I would love to help you. Core values is one of my most favourite things to do for you. Number two is have a phone interview with them first. Phone interviews are a very quick way to find out whether they are able to communicate properly over a phone, whether they answer their phone professionally, if it's a number they don't know. It's also just a great energy reader. You can start asking them things about their CV that you want to expand upon. And on the note of CVs, number three is don't just take what looks good on a CV. That person that may not have all of the skills that you're looking for, but have a passion and a drive to learn them, is the person that's going to take you further than someone who has done an online course. Going back to my dog grooming days, and I hope she doesn't mind me mentioning her again on these Monday Night Paws, because it is with love, absolutely. One of the team members that I hired had worked at a Tesco's or Sainsbury's or something before, but she loved dogs. She was super passionate and she knew where she wanted to go with it. I could tell from meeting her that she was my kind of person. She still is. We're still very close friends. Her name's Sian. And yeah, Sian went from being a checkout girl to being one of my most effective, efficient, caring, loving dog groomers in our salon. We got on like a house on fire. She now runs her own business from a cabin in her garden. And if I had just looked at her CV and written her off because she didn't have prior dog grooming experience, I never would have had the pleasure to have worked with her and to have been that person that nurtured her through the journey of dog grooming into business owner. I'm sure she would have done it anyway because she is amazing. But I'm so blessed that I got to be that person that supported her in that starting journey. And that goes from not judging a CV. Don't judge a book by its cover, but also don't just go, okay, I'm going to write them off because the CV is not what I want. All right, it's worth having a conversation with, depending on how many applicants you got, to see where their passions are, where they go. So, number 4, I was just remembering where we were at. 1, core values. 2, speak to them on the phone. 3, don't judge a CV by its cover. 4, know your role. Have it written out very clearly, and the best way to have this done is by literally writing out an organisation chart what roles you need that person to cover. To stay on the grooming trend here, like, the roles include cleaning up at the end of the day, having face-to-face interaction with customers. If you just want to stay in the back and cuddle dogs all day, that's not going to be part of the role. It's going to be getting dogs bathed, so you're going to get covered in water. Lay out and be very clear what you want and need from this role for best for business. Also, be very clear on patterns of rota structure. If you have a rota in the way that and the hours that you work, then be able to give an example of how that rota works. You know, you're working 5 days a week, it's across a 7-day period, which means you will be working weekends. What we try to do here is that 1 in 3 weekends you have off, or once a month you manage to get a full weekend off. Whatever it is, be able to communicate it clearly in a way that someone can understand, because a confused buyer doesn't buy and a confused seller doesn't sell. In this instance, you're not selling a service, you're selling the role within the business. And being open and transparent about what that is, the good and the bad, is a great way to bring the right person into your business. So, and this comes from a place of doing a coaching call recently where I asked, okay, so what hours would you need them? Oh, well, this day they kind of need this day they kind of need that. And I was like, no, wait, whoa, wind it back. Get my notebook out. Okay, Monday, what will be their hours? Tuesday, what will be their hours? Wednesday, what will be their hours? And it's okay if they're not going to be the same set hours each week. If they're not, then the communication is, it's a 30 hours per week role. It's a 40-hour week per role, whatever hours it is. And that could look like X, Y. It's detrimental to us to play it off as if they're going to get something better than what they're going to get. And it's our job to communicate clearly what it looks like, and then it's their job to decide. Which brings me on to point number 5 very nicely. Withhold your own bias. If you're someone who hates working evenings, can't stand the thought of it, and the job that you're filling is evenings because you don't want to work evenings anymore, you would like a team member to have evenings, then going into that conversation going, yeah, it's evenings, yeah, you're not going to get home till late, that's not good. They're going to go, oh, okay, no, I don't want to do that. Going into that conversation factually, yeah, so the hours are, let's say, 1 p.m. till 8 p.m. for an example here. Monday to Thursday, but you get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. They'd go, okay, sweet. Depending on the person on the receiving end of information, it's up to them to decide whether that works or not for them in their life, in their family. Like, somebody that likes to be around in the daytime and get their own stuff done during the day, evenings might be the sweetest deal in the world for them. So actually, your bias and thought on the hours or on that job role is unnecessary. I've been in teams before where we've hired for finance. I don't care about finance. It does not interest me an iota. But that doesn't mean that I need to share that. I go, okay, cool. So that includes checking billing, that every customer pays on time. That includes blah, 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 blah. And it's about having that list out in front of you. And you don't have to know it all, but you have to know enough to be able to communicate to them. And by having it written out for you to be able to go back to them, that's important. And it's your business, so you will know exactly what it is that you want, hopefully. And if not, and if you need a soundboard, I do offer free calls. So yes, get yourself booked in if that will be of service to you. Finally, so this will be point 6, is have a trial period. There's the correct word for that. Have a probation period. 3 months is the recommended probation period, because if you've only got a 1 month probation period, people can hide certain elements of their personality for 4 weeks. That's doable. People can't hide certain elements of their personality for 12 weeks. Something will come through. So actually having regular check-ins, being able to go back to core values and picking up small things as and when they happen. It's a disservice to a new team member for them to have to wait until the end of their probation to know whether they've been doing good or bad. Give daily, regular feedback. It's only fair and nice communication. It's productive for the business. It's picking up when things are not right and giving fair criticism to change. Using, giving them a positive, the thing they need to change, and then ending with, but I really like that you've been taking so much effort. Whatever it is, you can always find a positive. Even if it's, I'm so glad you turned up. And catch them doing things right. Nobody wants to be picked on the whole time. Yes, they're new. They're going to be learning. They're not going to do everything perfectly every single time. But if you can catch them doing the right thing as it's happening, then their confidence is going to build. And actually having an opportunity and a way for them to check in with you, ask you any questions, having that open and honest communication. One of our core values here is open and honest communication, and that is the good and the bad. Open and honest. Sometimes you have to be honest about things that aren't great. So you have to have thick enough skin to be able to hear that. That's a great one to take away. If you don't have that in your core values at the moment, then it might be a good one to add in, to add accountability and to create a safe space for that open discussion. But remember, when it comes to open discussion, it all starts with you. It filters down from the business owner. So if you're recruiting right now, good luck. It's exciting bringing in new team members. I adore everyone that I've trained up. And I love this many years down the line hearing how well they're doing. So it's an exciting process. Yes, it can be a time consuming process. Sometimes it's easier to recruit before you need the person, but I'm aware finances is a thing. And talking of finances, we have a fantastic Finance 101 happening in a couple of weeks' time. You've got to be part of the Hub Club to join us in person, but it will be here on replay within Canine Care Hub. We have the amazing Julie Wong. She is a finance and business growth consultant, and she's coming to us with all of the insights that you need to know regarding finance and your business to help you grow in 2024. We're calling it Finance 101, and we would love to have you there. That is a wrap on Monday Night Paws. I hope, even if you're not recruiting right now, I hope those 6 steps will jog your memory when you go to recruit, and you can get really clear on your core values, get clear on the job role, get clear on the hours. Don't judge a CV by its cover. Speak to them on the phone, save yourself some time, for goodness sakes. And Zoom interviews as well. Speak to them on the phone or via Zoom. Actually, them being able to use a computer and make Zoom work is very handy and a great insight, because there's even a bather in a dog grooming salon needs to use a computer at some point in the business. So them having some kind of computer savviness is ideal. That's a wrap on Monday Night Paws. I hope you get to implement and use the insights given today. I'm Elle Hack, and if I can be of any service to you, please make sure you book in a call. And if not, thank you for your service to dogs.